My name is Dr. Rajul Dutt. I'm the course coordinator for the Principles of Management and Organizational Behavior. This is OLMBA 001. Now, to begin with, the first chapter is of the Introduction to Principles of Management. When we talk about management, it is, management again is an age-old art. It has been from since the civilization took place, and it is in some form or the other. It is, it has become the integral part of the living, and because it is also essential wherever human efforts are to be undertaken to achieve the desired objectives. One of the simplest example of this is of a family, is a housewife. She undertakes so many, different types of work she carries out in perfect coordination, right from morning to till the evening. And she, she achieves her small goals, and throughout the day she's into one activity or the another activity which is being coordinated. And this is what we call it as this coordination of the various activities to achieve the objective or the goal is the, we call it in simplest terms as a management. Now, management, it is being considered as a system, and it is and not only essential element of any organization. Now, it is, when we talk about principles of management, it is applicable to any kind of organization, be it the family organization, be it be a business organization or be a sports organization, any kind of organization. And when we talk about organization, we mean that when two or more people, they combine together to achieve a common objective, that becomes, this is what we call it as an organization. And whosoever pursues, a business in this world must have a system. So for example, in a business organization, when we talk about a business organization, the different parts of a business organization are, in a manufacturing organization, are particularly or mainly there are four departments, like marketing department, a production department, and a finance department, and HR department. Now, these are the four departments when we call about a business organization. Now, moving forward to this, it is very important for us to understand, through uh, the very meaning of the management is, I'll be taking two particular definitions, and with the by understanding the definitions, we'll be able to, uh, pinpoint as to what exactly this management involves. So according to Van Fleet and Peterson, they define management as a set of activities directed at the efficient and effective utilization of the resources in pursuit of one or more goals. Now, they're what we are looking out for. They generally mean that whenever, the management is directed set of activities. Now, directed is when we set the goal. The various activities I've also mentioned in a business organization, the various activities are a production. They are converting raw material into a finished good. Then the HR people, they are looking out for the right kind of people to do the right set of work. Then there is a finance department who, the main activity of finance department is to, to look out for the sources of the money, from where to get the money and where to invest. And then it is, the marketing department, which activities, which is involved largely into converting the ideas or the problems into a product. So these are the various activities when we talk about, and how these are being, they are with the help of the, we have to coordinate all these activities into one. The goal is one, or the objective is one, and how do we, take care of various these four departments and to achieve a common objective. Now, second definition is according to Kretner. Now, management is a problem solving process of effectively achieving organizational objectives through efficient use of resources in a changing environment. Now, there is always a problem in management. What we do is we solve a problem, be it be a marketing problem or a sales problem, be it be a human resource problem, be it be, a production problem, and so on and so forth, effectively achieving the organizational goal through efficient use. Now, efficient use of resources, when we talk about resources, resources are generally, in scarce. Resources are always in scarce. and more so when we talk about money, resources, and therefore, how efficiently. Now, when we talk about efficiency, it is largely dependent upon, when we talk about, to reduce the wastages of every kind involving particularly time, money, and effort. Now, if we are able to reduce the wastages, then we can increase our efficiency. And because, in the changing environment, environment is always, dynamic in nature, whether it is an internal environment or an external environment, it does makes an impact, whether a low impact or a high impact. That depends, in the internal environment, it is of low impact and we can make it certain adjustments. However, but if the in the external environment, if the changes takes place, it becomes very difficult. That means we have to adapt to the changing environment. So adaptation is one aspect, and this adaptation is related to, decision making, as to how good we are taking decisions in particular the given set of circumstances. So moving into it, the important integral elements of this definition can be separated and briefly explained as follows. Now, first is the problem-solving process. Now, problem-solving process is, there is a problem and then we have to solve it. Important is, because why we don't want to solve the problem, because we have to take a decision with the set of information we have, the data we have with us, and that can be limited in nature. So within the given set of information we have, we have to solve the problem, be it be a marketing problem, a production problem, or a human resource problem, or a combined together. It's, looking out into as to how to achieve the objectives. Second is the organizational objectives. Now, organizational objectives, maybe in simplest word, it could be like we're talking about whether it was the marketing objective or overall objective of the organization. For example, it is to increase production or to increase profits by 20%, or to increase the sales by 30%. Whatever it is, your objective is clear, and the four departments, they combine to coordinate together to achieve, and to how to achieve the objective set by the organization. Now, to achieving objectives, is, there were two ways, how to go about it. Management comes into the picture, where we talk about achieving these objectives efficiently. Efficiency is one aspect, and as I've said earlier also, when we talk about efficiency, we are talking about as to looking out for the best combination as to how good we are in utilizing the resources. And resources are always scarce in nature. Scarce as there is limitation, whether we are talking about the raw material, whether we are talking about human resources, whether we are talking about money, so and so forth, and the fourth is the changing environment. The changing environment, the dynamic, the environment, whether I talked about the internal environment. Internal means the human resources and the technology and all. External environment is political, cultural, environmental, So the environment always changes, and we have to adapt to the environment as per the environment. So this adaptation is what we call it as management. Now, having understood that the main parts of this, there are three levels where, of a managerial level, which are depicted in the form of a managerial pyramid. So the levels are, are namely as top level, the middle level, and the lower level. Now, when we talk about the top level are the, this is what we call it as the top management. These are the people who, the people at the top level, or they are largely depend upon the decision making, how to take a decision for an overall working of an organization. Middle level is, they coordinate between various activities. Middle management involves production manager, marketing manager, finance manager, and so on and so forth. These middle level, they are, they are kind of a sandwich that are in between. They combine or they coordinate the activities of the thinking or the decision making of the top level and the lower level. So the lower level are the supervisors and the superintendents who carry out the work given to them. So as we move upward, the doing part is at the lower level, the doing part is more, and the thinking part or the decision making part is less. In the middle level, it is almost like it's not 50-50, but it is a combination, an adequate combination of the decision making and the doing function. As we move upward in the top level, the doing function is less, and the thinking function is more of it. And this is, on the basis of this, the three levels of the management are being divided for the understanding and for the distribution of the work being assigned to the all the people working in the organization. So this is the top level managers. They are ultimately responsible for the entire organization. It is the function of the top management to watch, interpret, exploit wherever necessary the resources and the counter external influences with appropriate decisions and plans, and to initiate the appropriate adjustments in the functional authority. Now, the functional authority goes in the middle level and downwards. So this is, this is where the top level managers, they're held responsible for the decision making for the entire organization. Coming to the middle level management level generally consists of divisional and departmental heads such as plant manager, production manager, marketing manager, and so on. So that is the departmental decision making has been assigned to these people so that they manage their own department. They coordinate the various activities related to the which has been established by the top management. Their responsibility further is to coordinate the working of the department so that the set objectives can be achieved. And the next is the lower level. Now, this level of management consists of supervisors, superintendents, unit heads, and so on. The primary concern of the first level managers is with the mechanics of the job, and they are responsible for coordinating the work of their employees. Now, at the lower level, this is the lowest level of the management, and after that, it is the workers which comes into. That is, we divide the total staff into white collar jobs and blue collar jobs. When we talk about blue collar jobs, we are talking about the people who are actually doing the work. And mainly when we talk about blue collar, these are related to the production department. So as I earlier said, all the management concepts which we study is largely being based on a manufacturing organization. And when we talk about manufacturing organization, the one is to convert the where the largely it is production based, and where the various inputs are being used to convert it into the, or as a, in terms of the raw material, to convert it into the product which is to be sold in the market. To carry out all these activities, we require the managerial skills at all the levels of management. A certain set of skills are required, what we call it as managerial skills. The percentage or the combination may differ from as to how do we interpret ourselves. When we talk about management, it is one of it is an art as well as in science. Now, when we talk about science, that is the various concepts we have taken from the various sciences, proof sciences, for example, economics, social sciences. Then we have statistics, mathematics, psychology, so on and so forth. And these are the proven sciences from where we have taken the various concepts. So this an art is, when we acquire certain skills, as to how good we are in applying those skills into the real world. That is the application is been called as an art. Therefore, when a skill is an acquired and learned ability to translate knowledge into performance, as to what we have understood, what we have read, what we have gained as a knowledge, as to how do we apply this application part is what we call it as performance, and that makes the difference between a worker and a good worker, a good performer and a performer. So it is the competency that allows for the performance to be superior in the field in which the worker has the required skills. Now, for example, if we talk about, say, working on the machines, we require more of the technical knowledge rather than other knowledge. For example, it's not like this, but for an example, if you want to understand this, for example, if I'm into accounts, so I should have the accounting knowledge about it, and how good I am applying this accounting knowledge. That makes, this is where the skills are required to carry on the work in the given set of circumstances. So the various skill explains are technical skills. Now, when we talk about technical skills, human skills and conceptual and technical skills is related to the kind of the work, the kind of expertise one has. Acquired. For example, it may be, as I said, only whether it is a production abilities, whether it is a human resource abilities, what and other the distinguished departments we have where we require a separate set of skills, and that we call it as the technical skills. Human skills. Now, when we talk about human skills are related to the people who where the different set of skills are required to carry out the work. It is the ability to work with other people in a cooperative manner. This is one example. This is where certain leadership skills comes into the picture, and other aspects related to human behavior and organizational behavior comes into this. When we talk about human skills. The third is the conceptual skills. Now, when we talk about conceptual skills, it is the ability to view the organization as a whole, and or we in the total entity, as well as the system comprised of various parts of and subsystems integrated into a single unit. Meaning thereby, the top level executive must keep the whole system under the focus, and they should give and delegate the responsibilities to the middle level managers, and the middle managers levelers then again the pass on to the lower level management. The other is the very important is the conceptual skills. Now, conceptual skills, as I already understood. Now we go to the another one, that is communication skills. Now, in a business organization, the communication skills play a very important role. Now, when we talk about communication, let me, it's the simplest way. It's why it has been considered as important is because as to what you intend to tell to the people, you should be very clear, and the other person should understand as to what you intend to say. Whether it is you are requesting, whether you're giving orders, when you are giving, the top level is giving any instructions that goes in the form of orders, and when you want to say something to the high level, you move from the lower level to the middle level and to the high level, the communication goes in the form of request. So the communication is as to what you think as a manager, as a leader, and you are able to communicate, you are able to communicate is explain the people as to what exactly you want. It is then the people will be able to carry out the work. Another is diagnostic skills. When we talk about it, refers to the manager's analytical ability. Now, when there is a problem, as to how good you are able to analyze the problem, because if you are able to analyze the problem, it is only then you can look out for the solutions. If you are not able to analyze the real problem, the solutions will not come. So this is one of the ability where it depends upon us to about your knowledge, your experience, your expertise, all put together as to because when we talk about management, it is why we do require management skills. We require managerial skills because there are problems, and to solve the problems, it is we should be able to analyze the problem. It is only then we will be able to to look out for the solution for the problem. Political skill is not required, not in the sense of any politics aspect, but as is, political skill can be described, as the ability to get your own way without seeming to be selfish or self-oriented. Though the goal is being set by for example, a middle level manager or the top level manager, the important is, there you should be able to spell out as to what your intentions are of doing the particular things. If you are able to explain to the other the people who are working under you or for you at any level, maybe as your colleagues, maybe as the people who are working under you, it is most complex skills in the sense that it is required to establish the right connections and expressing your thoughts to the right kind of people. So these are the six main skills, what we call it as a managerial skills to carry out the activities. That's all. That's all about the introduction of the management in this particular video. Thank you so much.